Hey, so remember a few videos back when I talked about that movie Strange Magic and how the trailers made it seem like a fairly standard, unimpressive animated movie, but was also kind of optimistic and said it could end up surprising people? Well, I wasn't wrong. This movie has done horribly both with critics and at the box office. It actually hit a record-breaking low for the all-time worst opening weekend for an animated film that was distributed in more than 3,000 theaters. This is probably due to the marketing for this movie not only being bad, but practically non-existent. The film wasn't even announced until 2 months before its release, and I never even saw a trailer for it in a movie theater, only a few TV spots. I remember at least seeing trailers for Legends of Oz in theaters, and nobody saw that movie either. But aside from all that, what did I think of the movie? I thought it was good. Yeah, it honestly did surprise me with how much I enjoyed it. Okay, stay with me. The story, which you would not know from the trailers at all, is about true love. A fairy princess named Marianne is madly in love with her fiancé, Roland, but discovers him cheating on their wedding day. And that's not a spoiler like the Hans twist in Frozen or anything, it happens in the first 5 minutes. Completely heartbroken, Marianne gives up on love and decides to put on a tough exterior and keep her guard up from then on. She tries to protect her younger sister Dawn, who's never been in love and is practically starving for it. Just outside the fairy forest is the Dark Forest, where the Bog King resides, who also hates love due to past experiences. He keeps the Sugar Plum Fairy, the only one who knows how to make love potions, locked away, and tries to keep love from spreading because he believes it does nothing but create chaos. But of course, a love potion does end up being created, and mayhem ensues. Like I said, this movie is all about true love. All the characters either want it, such as Dawn and Sunny, want it for others, like Bog King's mother and Marianne's father, or they have bad memories of it and want nothing to do with it, like Marianne and Bog. I did find that the characters were likable, and I was invested in what was going on with them. While the movie sometimes lacks the right focus, the overall theme of love does tie the movie together. That being said though, yeah, the main issue with the movie is the focus. While I personally did believe in the two romantic relationships that happened by the end of the film, I can definitely see a lot of people not buying it. While Sunny and Dawn's friendship is established in the beginning and they do interact, the other couple, no spoilers, but you can probably guess who it is, don't even interact until halfway through the movie. Even at that, they don't start hinting that these two will end up together until a few scenes after that. While I do think the moments the couples do have together are genuine, and I believe they have chemistry, it would have definitely been better for the romantic relationships to have more focus throughout the film. Like I said, I buy it, but I know not everyone will. The music is another thing that's all a matter of taste. I know a lot of people don't like jukebox musicals, and yeah, if you don't like them, you won't like this. Personally, I'm fine with them if the songs are incorporated into the movie well, and I personally think they were in this movie. Now, this soundtrack spans different generations of music, which might also be distracting for some people. The first song in the movie is an Elvis song, and then 20 minutes later, the same character is singing a Kelly Clarkson song. But I think they made it work, because not only do most of the songs match with what the character is feeling or what's happening in the scene, but they changed the style of some of the songs so that it all sounds like it came from the same soundtrack. For example, the Kelly Clarkson song sounds a lot more rockish than the original pop version to sound more passionate and intense. This isn't always the case though. The first song kinda makes you think that the music is going to be all fairy tale music sounding, but most of the rest of the songs are rock songs. That and much of the score also consists of popular songs, which sounds cool sometimes and can be kind of distracting other times. There's one scene that literally goes from the character singing Three Little Birds to being interrupted by Barracuda as the background instrumental, and it's probably the most jarring musical transition in the whole movie for me. That said, I do think this is a good soundtrack, and I thought the music was mostly well incorporated into the movie. That, and all the cast had good vocal performances. Kristen Chenoweth is always amazing, and by the way, I really liked the Sugar Plum Fairy's design. I was not expecting that kind of design. And her song is one of the best in the movie. Alan Cumming and Evan Rachel Wood were fantastic, Meredith Ann Bull has a really sweet voice, Elijah Kelly was awesome, and so on. There wasn't a single character that sang that I wished would stop singing. There are a lot of songs, and again, none of them are original, so if you know that's something that's going to bother you, you probably won't like the musical aspect of this. When it comes to the animation, I think it's really good and especially detailed. I won't deny that sometimes the character models, particularly the faces, do look kind of odd though. There are quite a few moments where you could pause and notice that something just doesn't look quite right. Still, the scenery is really well done, and it provides a lot of atmosphere, especially in the Dark Forest. Despite what I said about the character models, most of the time they do look fine, and the character animation is pretty well done too. The characters move pretty realistically, but on the few instances that they do try to look cartoony, that actually works too without feeling out of place. The character designs are pretty good too, with Bog King easily having the best design. I also really like that the fairy's wings were more like butterfly wings than simple traditional fairy wings, like, say, wings that you'd find on Tinkerbell. It was just an interesting touch. On the whole, it's not the best animation I've ever seen or anything, but I still found it pretty impressive considering I didn't really know what to expect from it. Like I said before, I actually found most of the characters pretty likable. Bog and Marianne are the most fleshed out and developed characters, and I find myself liking them the most. I thought Dawn was really cute, Steph and Thang were surprisingly pretty enjoyable, and Roland was a pretty detestable antagonist while also being kind of hilarious. And I'm actually in the minority of those who like Sunny. He wasn't the best character, but I still found myself rooting for him. He is the one that causes the conflict, but he's recognized as being in the wrong multiple times, and he does everything that he can to fix what he messed up. That, and he actually was a best friend to Dawn, not just someone with an unrequited crush on her. They could have so easily made him the friend-zoned guy who feels obligated to the female character of his affections, but I didn't get that from him at all. Honestly, my main problem with this movie isn't even in the movie itself. It really irritates me that George Lucas said he made this movie as a Star Wars movie for girls. First of all, this is implying Star Wars isn't for girls, when there are obviously plenty of girls that are into Star Wars. Second, even though I do like this movie, it's honestly kind of insulting that this is Lucas's Star Wars for girls. While there are a few action scenes, the movie is mainly about romance with fairies, princesses, and pop songs. Lucas said he made this for his daughters, and that's fine, I hope they loved it. But calling it Star Wars for girls, which he did in like every interview about this movie, just rubbed me the wrong way, especially because it certainly wasn't marketed towards girls. It was barely even marketed at all, but certainly not towards girls. Ignoring all that though, and looking at the movie itself, Strange Magic actually really exceeded my expectations, considering its unimpressive trailer and abysmal reviews and box office numbers. It's far from perfect, but I think there's quite a bit to be appreciated about this movie. If you don't like musicals, especially those with a lot of songs and/or jukebox musicals, this isn't your thing. If you're especially hard on animated movies or movies primarily aimed towards kids, this isn't your thing. But I think if you go into it with an open mind, you might find at least something about the movie that you feel is of value. I went in the same way despite the reviews and ended up really enjoying it. But to clarify, I don't just think the movie is good because it's better than I expected it to be. I do consider it a pretty well done movie. I'm actually going to do another video about this movie for an upcoming separate review series I'm planning, so if there's something I said here that I didn't go into more detail about, chances are I'm planning to go more in depth in that video. But for now, this is my summed up honest opinion of it. I think Strange Magic is a good movie. Not a bad movie that's a guilty pleasure. I think it's worthwhile. And it's only my first review? Yeah, I'm prepared to already not be taken seriously as an animation reviewer.